officially 2 days out. It's currently Thursday. I have my last lift of prep today, and yeah, I'm about to mix my pre. I just want to kind of get on here and talk to you guys, about how I'm feeling. Overall, I'm feeling good. I'm in a really good spot mentally. I know I put in a ton of work these past couple of months, and there's no doubt in my mind that mentally I'm there, and this is probably the best mental space I've been in going into a meet. Just not really having much expectations, not trying, pressing too hard on certain numbers, but just trying to show up for myself and do the best that I can on the day. Other than that, though, I can't lie to you guys, my groin has been fucking killing me like the past week, and I've been trying to lift through it just because I'm so close to the meet and I don't want to pull out, which I'm not going to, because I ain't no bitch. Okay, I've been prepping for mad long. I didn't work all this time just to pull out fucking a week like my meet week. But yeah, I really hope that on the day we're feeling good. I'm gonna do a ton of mobility work and try and get it firing today before I squat. I have like super light shit. I literally have like a 315 squat single, a 445 deadlift. Like, shit's gonna move. I'm not worried about it. But yeah, overall, I'm feeling really, really good mentally. Like I said, other than my groin, my body feels really good. I'm in the weight cap. I was 203 last night. So I'm not too worried about food and, having to pull back sodium and water that much. I'm kind of just going to keep doing what I've been doing, and I should, be fine. And yeah, like overfilled with joy and abundance. And it's weird because I haven't competed yet and I haven't done anything yet. But, I'm happy with the work that I've put in over the past couple months. And, overall the shift that I've had as a human, and also just the progress I've made in the gym, I'm grateful that I was able to do all these things and not give up on myself, not be able to make excuses for myself, but continue to push forward. And now it's just in God's hands. So I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm about to go hit my final lift. Maybe I'll throw this in my meet day video. And we leave it in God's hands from here. 2 days out. I know I don't seem too excited, but that's because I've had no caffeine today. So I'm kind of dead body, but yeah, we're going to push forward regardless, and we're going to get after it. So I'll see you guys later. Yo, so it is currently Saturday, October 25th, and yeah, we're couple hours out, 5 hours out right now. So I just got a fresh cut. Shout out Main Cuts. I'm about to head back to the crib, shower up, and yeah, weight's looking good. I weighed in this morning at 203, so I have some room to push some food and get some water in me. And yeah, dude, I'm super excited. This is probably gonna be a longer video. I don't know how much I'm gonna record when I get there, but I know I'll record definitely like warming up, weigh-ins, equipment check, all that good stuff. So I'm super excited. Yeah, currently in my parents' whip because I flew back in from Pittsburgh. And I'm competing out in Power Build in Philly, so that's good. And yeah, dude, I'm feeling like so many different emotions. Just like thinking about, last night I was just thinking about how much work I've really put into this day, and really how I just can't fail, because I know through my training over the past couple months I've really given this my all. Not even a couple months, over the past year I've been on program and I haven't competed. So really over the past year, like the work that I've put in, I know that's a testament to myself, and also just since I've started lifting, right? Like, bro, I've been lifting for almost 5 years now, and just to see how far I've come, it's just definitely very humbling for me. It makes me extremely proud of myself to an extent, but also the feeling knowing like I'm not where I want to be yet, and there's still a lot of work to do in the gym. and I'm not gonna think about that right now. I'm simply just gonna, maximize my opportunity on the day, because I know I've been preparing myself for this opportunity over the past year. But yeah, I mean, I know that I've put in so much fucking work into this, and almost to a point where, like, I started to get really pissed off with powerlifting at the end of my prep, just because, like, it felt like, this just gets strung out so long. But that's the thing. The sport is a long game. It's not, you're not gonna have instant progress. And I know that I've been compounding progress for the past couple years, even months, and we're setting myself up for a great meet today. And I truly believe that. I believe that God's walking with me today. I believe that I'm gonna have a great meet today. And yeah, I'm about to head back to the crib. Actually, I have to stop at Acme because I'm gonna get some like snacks and shit. If you know, I'm about to be on my fat shit today. Once I weigh in, I'm about to smack my face with hella food. But I'm probably just gonna have, like, I made a couple meal preps. I have ground beef and rice, like 4 different things. And then I'm also gonna grab some bananas, and then also just like some quick digesting carbs. Probably like rice cakes. I know I have honey at my house. And then I'll probably grab, or maybe like Rice Krispies, and then I'll probably grab like a bag of candy or something, just, in case I need to get the blood sugar up. So that's the plan for today. I'm extremely fucking excited today. I'm glad you guys are going to experience this day with me, and I get to document this whole fucking journey and this whole process. And if you can't tell, I'm pretty hyped up today. I'm just like so full of like abundance and joy right now, and I haven't even competed, so it's really just a testament to my faith and knowing that today is going to be a great day. Regardless of the results, I know that, I've put in a lot of time, and ultimately, this is what I've been working for. This opportunity is what I've been working for. And, the opportunity to display, all the hard work I've done up to this point. So I'm extremely thankful. I'm extremely grateful. And I'm extremely blessed, ultimately, to, be in a position where, I can better myself and, do something that I truly have passion about. So that's enough of the yap sesh. We're going to head back. And, yeah, I'll catch you guys when Coach Jay picks me up later. So.
Homies, why I feel so the opposite. Incompetent ain't the half of it. Saturday. But you ain't got the choice. No matter what you say, what you do, I don't know the hell that you will do. You tell me niggas I ain't right by your side. Hold up.
Soon, until you have a daughter, that's what I call karma. And you pray to God she don't grow breasts too soon. Projects toe up, gang signs stone up. Niggas hats broke off, that's how we grow up. Why else you think?
Just stopped at the CVS. So Jay had to rip a piss. And yeah, bro, I'm rocking the Edgar cut today for the meet.
Yes, sir.
And fucking, yeah, we got the essentials right here. The
Bro,
elite.
you told me I can't take a fucking red eye gear?
That doesn't even make it. No, you definitely can't. No, saying you can't take a left.
Bro, I have autism.
Yeah. Hold up. Power build alert. I didn't really record much other than my warm-ups in the warm-up room, and that's what you guys are seeing now. I just want to run you guys down, like, kind of through, how I was feeling, my thought process behind everything. So here you see me warming up on squat. Just took 3 reds. When I was warming up for squat, like, my groin felt okay. I took a lot of Aleve and I was off the pre, so I was feeling good enough to squat on the day. Honestly, looking back, I was going through a lot of pain. I probably shouldn't have pushed through it as much as I did, but really I am happy with the fact that I was still able to break the mental barrier with squat, even dealing with pain. I feel like that's a big thing for me with all my lifts. Is like I feel like I have this mental barrier if I'm dealing with an injury where I can't necessarily push, and that's probably like my body's mechanism to like try and protect me, I guess. But I don't know. Anyways, yeah, here you see me taking 463, moving pretty good. During my warm-ups, it's actually funny because I went out, I took my opener, and that shit flew. But during my warm-ups, Jay literally told me, he was like, your last like warm-up moved like shit. Like this right here, the 490, he said it moved like shit. So I believe we opened at 237.5, which is 522 and a half. So I opened up with a 15-pound meat PR. Or no, sorry, a 4-pound meat PR. Yeah. I opened up with a 4-pound meat PR. You guys are about to see this now. And yeah, like I said, I was dealing with a little bit of pain. Honestly, though, once I got on the platform and I took my opener, the adrenaline really carried over and I wasn't feeling much pain anymore. I was kind of ready to go, which is really good. You see here, you know, I'm lined up under the bar. Also, I just want to say the venue is super nice, so shout out Power Build, because, I mean, that's a crazy gym, Power Build Warrington. Like, it's a super nice gym, but they also had a nice little venue, too, and everybody was super nice there, so shout out that. And here you see me unracking the 522 and a half, and it gets absolutely destroyed. So, at this point, you know, Shane was actually taking videos with my camera. I'm not putting them in this video because I feel like this just gives you a better angle. But, you know, Jay thought the according jump was to go to 250 or 551, which is exactly what we did. We jumped 551, and this was a 32-pound all-time PR. Or, sorry, 22-pound all-time PR. So, you know, obviously I'm pretty hyped up here. And as you guys will see, it moves pretty easily. Which honestly, looking back, I'm so surprised because I really was not feeling good on the day, but squats were just feeling good, and despite me feeling injured, that really moved. So for our third, we decided to jump to 260 or 573, and this is a 54-pound squat PR. So definitely, or sorry, not squat PR, meat PR. This is a 43-pound all-time PR. So across the board, you know, it's a huge PR. And getting under this bar, you see I'm hitting my head on I'm hitting my head on the Alico. You probably think I'm crazy, but yeah, honestly, you guys will see right here. Getting under this bar, like as soon as I walked it out, I knew that I was gonna hit it. Like, I feel like the hardest part is unracking when you're squatting on kilos. Like, it almost feels, it feels super heavy. Bang. Sank that too. That's actually crazy. But yeah, it almost feels super heavy when you like walk it out. But once you actually like settle and you get in your squat position, I feel like it feels way better. So we pivoted to bench. I recorded some of my bench warm-ups, or Shane recorded them for me. But here's me just taking 198. Honestly, bench was feeling really good on the day too. Couldn't have felt much better. I know I was dealing with not shoulder pain, but definitely like some pec soreness, like leading it up into the meat, like at the end of my prep, basically. And you know, on the day I felt great. The taper definitely helped with that. I felt pretty strong. The only thing with benches, I've been benching on different benches all throughout prep, and this is the first combo I've been benching on consistently. And yeah, it's an Alico combo, right? So it's definitely like the feeling was a little bit different, but overall I still felt good. It was just trying to, you see Jay talking to me right there. He's telling me about my foot positioning, also just keeping my belt on the bench. But you know, we clean that all up here. You see it for our opener, we're taking 135 or 297. And you know, I'm asking homie, or no, sorry, is this 3 or 3? Did I open with 3 or 3? I don't even know. Let's see, 135. No, it was 297. Okay. See, we opened with 297. This is actually a comp PR, a 5-pound comp PR. So I opened with the comp PR, and it absolutely flew. I mean, I knew that I was gonna fly. I've hit that for triple deep into prep. So opener felt really good. For our second, we decided to jump to 142 and a half or to 314, which this is the heaviest bench I've taken ever. So this is also my top bench taken during prep, and it moves pretty well. So I knew this was gonna move the whole day too. I want to say I didn't know the weights that I was getting loaded. I simply just told Jay, whatever you think is good, whatever jump you think I should take, just load that shit for me. Honestly, it helps a lot mentally, because you don't have to get like too fixated with the number per se. But here you go, bench, second bench moves. But yeah, I didn't know what he was gonna load for my third. I mean, he ended up loading 331 or 150, which this was a 16-pound PR. and it ends up moving pretty good. But I don't know. I feel like for me, it definitely helped because I feel like I was always a lifter, especially when I would compete. To be so like caught up on a number and so caught up on the actual weight rather than just like executing the lift, which you see, I think it really helped this meet, especially despite of what happened during deads. We're gonna see here the 331. Dang. They actually moved like shit, but I mean, we grinded it out though. I'm happy I locked that out. It was solid. You see me, I'm pretty hyped because I was making sure. Honestly, I felt my hamstrings come up off the bench, but yeah. And so then we move into deads. This is when I really started to feel my abductor like pretty badly. And looking back, like watching the warm-ups, like I look like fine, which is the craziest thing, because like if like when I was taking my warm-ups, they all felt like shit, bro. And I was just trying to push through it because at that point I'm already so close to the end of the meet. I've already basically exceeded my expectations for the day with squat and bench. Everything went accordingly. I was 6 for 6 on the day, so you know I wanted to keep the momentum. You see that 535, like it moves fine, but it feels like shit. This is my last warm up I took before my opener, 562, and as you guys can notice, right, I'm not wearing a shirt under my singlet, so big fucking bot move by me. I mean, there's really not much else to say. I took my shirt off thinking that I could deadlift without a shirt on PLAs. So I used to compete USPA. The confederation I used to compete in, that was allowed. So it was just muscle memory. Nobody told me otherwise. So I got for my opener. Right here you can see the judge tells me, lifter, you need a shirt. And here you see me, I'm looking at the timer because I'm like, fuck. My shirt is across the gym. Shane, who is handling me, he literally sprints across the gym to try and get my shirt in time. You see I have the half singlet on. I have half of my singlet on, like trying to peep the timer, see if I have enough time. And by the time I get my shirt, the clock runs out, and I'm like, fuck, bro. So immediately after that, I was gonna take 270, which is 596. We went in the warm-up room, and I took that like immediately after. Moved like shit, bro. Moved like absolute shit. So for my second, Jay asked me, he goes, yo, bro, like, are you good to go 285? Are you good to go to, are you good to take the normal jump? And I really had two thoughts in my brain. One part of my brain was telling me I feel like shit. I barely just hit my opener in the warm-up room, and I haven't secured a deadlift yet. But I also had this other part of me, the dog in me, okay, that was telling me, I knew I wouldn't be satisfied if I didn't at least come out here and try and give this shit my all. You see here, I literally get stapled. Like, looking back, I can make a lot of excuses for myself, but obviously not at all what I was expecting for the day. Unfortunately, I just didn't feel good enough to really go. But yeah, Jay basically asked me, like, are you good to go 285? And I told him, I said, whatever you load on the bar, I'm gonna hit. Right? I literally said that. I was like, whatever you load on the bar, I'm just gonna go out and lift. And that's kind of the mindset I had the whole day. So why change it now? Why would I even limit myself to, thinking that I was capable of less on the day just because I was feeling not the best? You see here, I get stapled by it again, which really, like, this meet was an extremely humbling experience for me. There's this dude who literally pulled 800 at like 207. He's like 2 or 3 years older than me. Like, I was like, damn, bro. But yeah, it was definitely extremely humbling for me to, be not only be in an environment like that, but also the flight I was in was pretty stacked. I had some pretty, strong people in my flight. I feel like I was put in the strongest flight in the entire meet. Just looking back on it, I know I was. So to be, able to go out there and compete with people stronger than you, it makes you realize, number one, I'm not where I want to be. There's so much more progress and so much more, room for improvement going forward. But also, like, to kind of see I can hold my own to an extent in a stacked class, which gives me hope that, really, being great at this shit is possible. It's not out of touch. It's not out of reach. And, that was like kind of my mindset going into the meet was I didn't know if I was going to continue to powerlift because I just felt like I was so far off being competitive, if that makes sense. And in a way, I still am. But I mean, the progress I've made over the past year is substantial, and I really think that in 2 or 3 years I can be really good at this if I stay consistent with it. But it's simply just trying to figure out, if that's something I want to do. But I'm definitely going to compete again because I can't go out sad like that, bro. I'm bummed out with deads. I need to pull at least 300 keys in the meet. That was the goal going into the day too, and that like eats at me a little bit. But ultimately, bro, I know it's not in my control. I think I responded to the situation like a lot better than I would have previously if this something like this were to happen to me, because I really do understand that it's all a part of the process. Every single loss is teaching you a lesson, and now I know things going forward. I know that I should be more responsive and listen to my body more, and that's something that me and my coach talked about a lot. Me and Jay, just like listening to our body, and obviously I want to be ambitious. I want to take the big swings, right? But really just being in tune with your body and knowing when you can go and when you can't. Also, just kind of, I don't want to say dropping the ego, because I feel like I didn't come into the meet with an ego really, but just like it just made me realize like there still is so much work to do, and you're really just a small fish. Holy, like you're really just a small fish in a big pond when it comes to powerlifting. But it also kind of lit a fire in me knowing that I wasn't able to execute the way I wanted to, and simultaneously there's good things to take away from it, because I blew up 40-pound all-time PR at like RP 7. I really do feel like I could have squatted 600 on the day if it was loaded on the bar. There's no doubt in my mind I would have been able to squat 600. Unfortunately, I think that the turnover from squat to bench to deads is really what cooked my groin, because as soon as the adrenaline wore out, the blood stopped rushing to the site. I really felt a lot of pain. It felt like a tight knot in not only in my abductor but in my hamstring too, which I ended up getting my abductor checked out after the meet. I have a strained abductor, and also I strained my 2 medial heads of my hamstring. So definitely not 100% healthy. Do I want to use that as a cop-out and excuse? No, because I do think realistically I could have like it could have aligned, and I could have really at least got on the board on deads and put up a huge meet PR total. But we did put on I think it was 94-pound squat bench total PR, like a SB total, 93-pound PR for a meet, which is like extremely happy with that. You can't really ask for much more. And yeah, I know that things are gonna fall into place. Really, I have a really calm mindset. It's also been a week, so I'm recording this a week after, because I really wanted to take some time to collect my thoughts. And before I came on here, and just I was feeling pretty raw the first couple of days after the meet, but now really taking a backseat and a different perspective into it, I realized that there's so much good that I can take out of this. It's not all bad, and obviously I was really upset, but I know that going forward this is going to be something that can help boost me to get to where I want to be. And this is an experience that I needed to experience to get to where I want to be. So yeah, going forward we're going to be on program. The next video you guys are going to see, because I'm recording this the day after I recorded the last video, because I ripped chest yesterday with Ryan. We had a crazy lift. I had a crazy pump, and I'm going to rip back today, but then next week we're back on program, and we're going to start to push. Hopefully I can get under a bar within the next 4 to 6 weeks, back rolling 100%, and we're thinking about taking a long off season, probably a year and a half before my next meet. Maybe we'll take a tune-up meet and then aim for a bigger meet at the end of my senior year summer. So yeah, lots of work to do. My life's been freaking crazy these past couple months. It's nice to kind of have a break, and this week I was really able to just take a break and collect my thoughts and kind of reshift my mindset back to what do I have to do next, because it's different when you're anticipating something and you're working towards a meet, but now it's like now we kind of have to take a step back and think about extending our timelines and realizing what do I have to do going forward to really achieve what I want to achieve? So, I thank you guys for watching this video. I thank you guys for anyone who supported me during this process and still supports me through this process. Like, I don't know. There's so much I want to achieve and so much I want to do, and I feel like it really is truly possible. It's just a matter of time. And, the more support I have now, I feel like it definitely drives me more to, want to strive to do these things, not only for myself, but for those who support me and believe in me now. I want to prove you guys right. And I'm not going to stop this shit. Okay? I also do want to talk about, I'm going to read a quick Bible verse. I'm going to read a quick Bible verse that helped me really get past, this meet. And the verse that I want to read today is from Matthew 7:7-12, which is, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be opened. Or what man is there among you who, if his son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will he give him a serpent? If you men, being evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give good things to those who ask of him? Therefore, whatever you want men to do to you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets." And, this kind of just reminds me that, like, regardless of your situation, you should always be doing things to give back to people. Always be doing things for other people, as, really just treat other people how you want to be treated, right? You see here, Jesus says, "Therefore, whatever you want men to do to you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets," right? So, think about it. Like, whatever you put into the world is what you receive back. And, I really think about this. The actions that you take always, whether you realize it or not, inversely come and, affect your life in a way. So really, what you put out into this world is what you're going to get back. And that's kind of something I try and live by. Because, I've made mistakes in the past. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes bad decisions. And I've really realized, since I've focused on, shifting my perspective to, kind of do things that align with what I want to do, right? Giving back to, anybody I can, helping my friends around me, just helping them not only, maybe not financially, maybe I'm not buying them things, but from a spiritual and mental standpoint, and helping them strengthen their mindset. And that, for me, gives me more clarity than anything, and it gives me fulfillment more than anything, knowing that I can have an impact on somebody's life simply just by explaining to them how I view the world and how I view things and what's helped me. I think a big part of that, like in the verse it says, "Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be open." Really, like, I really think about it like this. In this world, bro, you have to go out and just fucking take shit by the balls. And you have to be so delusional about it. And, it's so crazy, because you might be thinking, who are you to tell me that? Like, you have fucking 70 subscribers. Bro, I know, but I promise you, like, every single thing that I've prayed for and every single thing that I've asked God for, maybe I'm not giving it directly, but he shows me the blueprint. Or he'll show me, why I can't have this, and he'll bless me with something else. And in that way, right, when you do good things and you do good deeds, and you don't do them for other people, to exalt you, but you do it for, just out of the pureness of your heart for God's love, right, you start to see a shift, a momentum shift in your life, because people, start to treat you differently. I promise you'll just see it in your life. People start to treat you differently. People start smiling at you. You start having an impact on those around you without even realizing it, a positive impact, if that. And I think that that's God's way of, like, rewarding you, is, giving you things that you ask for, or giving you situations that can help you get closer to things that you ask for. And that's a big thing that I try to remind myself is that, sometimes I ask God for things and he'll remove people from my life. He'll give me situations where, I have to let go of people. I have to remove myself from a situation. I have to drop an old vice, something I'm addicted to. Whatever it is, bro. Whatever it is, right? He'll give you the blueprint. He'll give you the instructions. But you just need to trust in his will. And when you have this strong sense of feeling like, something is really just like not meant for you, or you have this feeling like, you think about where you want to be, and this is how I think about it. At least I think about what I want for my future. I think about what I want for my future family, for my future kids, for my parents, what I want to do to take care of those around me, and really what I want to do that aligns with who I am. And when taking actions, I really think about, is this something that's going to align with the person I want to become? And that's something that you got to ask yourself. If you're asking for things from God, but you're not aligning your actions to match the things that you're asking for, then you're never going to receive them, because you aren't in alignment. You're over here and you're asking for God's righteousness, which is all the way over here, and you're so dissociated, idolizing other things, that your eyes aren't on God and you can't see the blessings that he's trying to provide you right in front of your face. So I guess little yapsish, I guess. I love talking about God though. It's definitely something I've been extremely more passionate about. And in the sense of this meet, I ask God for guidance. I ask him for guidance, and he just implanted a blessing in my life, really. And I feel like that is like, when you ask for things, not only that, when you treat other people, the right way, without, wanting to be exalted, and you're there for people, and you're just a good, genuine person. And this isn't to hype myself up like I'm a great person. I think that, I have a lot of flaws, but I do know that everything I do is out of the goodness of my heart, and I do love those around me, and I try and help them as much as I can, whether that is directly or indirectly, through my actions, or through my words, trying to help them, and words of encouragement. I know that through that, by asking God for things, like, he will pave a way for me, because I'm following his will. I'm following God's will. I'm trusting in God's will. I have unlimited faith, bro. I have unlimited faith. And people say it's delusion. People call it like religious psychosis, like so many things, bro. I'm telling you, I don't think it's a coincidence that, my life has taken monumental shifts since I really put God at the center. And this is just from my experience. Obviously everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I truly feel like, God has been walking with me, and he's been present in my life every single day for the past 4 to 5 months. And to have that feeling, it's almost like you have increased confidence, because that you're going to be good. You know that you can trust. Like, you just have to align your actions, like I was talking about. If you can align your actions, and be a good person, and not fall into sin, and not idolize other things, and trust in God's timing, trust in his process for you, trust in, the things that are in his will, instead of, acting based off of your own personal acceptive, like, trusting in his will, rather than, trusting in your own will, and trusting in, your own personal selfish ambitions and desires. He will really start to carve a path for you. And I've started to see that, and that's why I share this with you guys, because I was somebody, I think I talked about this in a previous video, but like, truly I was going through a lot previously, and nobody would have ever known, because that's just the type of person I am. But to see the change in my demeanor, the change in my everything, bro, the change in the way I respond to situations, my confidence, my ambition, taking action, becoming a better friend, becoming a better brother, becoming a better son, grandson, whatever it is. Like, I've taken leaps and bounds, and I'm that much more fulfilled and that much more happy since bringing God in the center of my life. So if you're somebody who feels similar to how I did, and you're going through a hard time, and maybe you have this feeling like, I should turn to God, but I don't know how, trust me, just start reading your Bible, start praying, and you just stack days, bro. Just like anything else, stack days. Your faith is a commitment, and it's a commitment to, you know, the actions that you take every single day. That's something I had to realize is faith isn't built just by saying I have faith. It's truly being faithful and taking actions that align with you being faithful each and every single day over a period of time to, you know, really show that you mean what you say. And not only that you truly believe in God and that you truly, you know, you want to choose Him like how He chose you. It really comes down to that. Are you going to choose Him like how He chose you? And from my experience, I'll tell you guys right now, as soon as I decided to choose God, my whole life changed overnight. So I hope that this is insightful. I know that, you know, I'm a little bit, you guys might be disappointed in me over this meet. I'm disappointed in myself, and I know that, you know, I'm more disappointed in myself than anybody can be disappointed in me. But also I know that, you know, this is like an experience I had to experience. This is an experience I had to live through to learn how to respond to that situation. And, you know, going forward, we're going to see what I'm fucking made of. But I know that God's with me. I know that this shit is possible, and I know that I'm going to work my ass off regardless of what anybody fucking says or thinks. I'm going to, you know, redeem myself from this day. And that's a fact. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for believing in me. We're to 100 subs. We're almost there. I think I'm at like 74 subs right now. So almost at 100 subs, which is sick. But yeah, I love you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.